Hello, today is 28th May. We are in week 4 of the International Finance class, Seminar in International Finance. My team is Nazmul Haq and in this week's class, we will be talking about, we have two questions to discuss. The first question is what is translation exposure and transaction exposure? And what is the difference between the both? Let me tell you in a very simple way. Translation exposure is when there is a change in the exchange rate. That's when the company gets impacted. That's when there is a impact on the company's profitability, not on overall organization, but the profits when the exchange rates are changing. What is transaction exposure? When you talk about transaction exposure, it's when you are doing the trades, and there is instability, constant instability of currency volatility. That's when the profitability of the company and the overall organization gets affected. So that is the one difference that we could say. This is it. Could we go on the next page, please? So let me tell you a little bit more about these two. So when we are doing business, we have to make sure these transactions are as per the government laws and mandate, because if anything goes wrong, or if there is a mistake in translation or anything, it could affect the company because it's going against the government laws. Translation exposure can be measured by the asset and by the company's goodwill, and that's how we know the company is doing good or bad. And when the currency is changing constantly, when there is a volatility, is how stable is the company is. So to protect that, that's how they use a model. The exposure model is used so that they have the stability. Transaction exposure, because it's difficult for the buyers and sellers to know like how well the company is doing. That way they make a portfolio, they make a portfolio of the company before investing in, so that the buyers and sellers can see how well the company is doing, even when there is such a difference in the stock market, also I'm sorry, there's a bug. How bad it is getting affected by the change of currency. That's how the translation and transaction exposures work. It usually helps investors, financial organizations, and everyone, or the companies trying to look for a loan. They have to show a portfolio that when they are doing these sales, when they're doing the trade of the imports and exports, how well they're able to manage and face these changes, and how bad it is getting impacted. So that is actually the difference between transaction and translation exposure. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. So I'll respond to the second question, which is how to what is in what circumstances it's good for multinational companies than domestic companies when it comes to exchange risk. So many companies managing large infrastructure projects such as those in oil and gas, energy, mining industries are often subject to long-term contracts, which may involve a significant foreign currency element. Those contracts may last years, and exchange rate at the time of agreeing of the contract and setting the price may then fluctuate and jeopardize profitability. So it may be possible to build foreign exchange clauses into the contract that allows revenue to be recouped if the exchange rate deviates more than an agreed amount. So this is a possible scenario by which multinational companies can be benefited. And also in other way, this can be very effective in a way of protecting against foreign exchange volatility, but does require the legal language in the contract to be strong and indicates against which exchange rate are measured to be related very clearly. Very clearly. Those clauses also require that regular review measure be implemented by the finance and commercial terms to ensure that once an exchange rate clause is triggered, the necessary process to recoup the loss in action. And the other point I would say that they can take advantage of the natural foreign exchange hedging. So a natural foreign exchange hedge occurs when a company can match revenue and cost in foreign currencies such that the net exposure is minimized and eliminated. So I'll go to the next slide to describe some other point. There we go. So strength awareness of foreign exchange rate. So cultivating and enhancing the awareness of foreign exchange risk among corporate employees is the first step in managing foreign exchange risk, or to achieve targeted and appropriate control before the formation of foreign exchange risk. In addition, the company should introduce corresponding foreign exchange rate management personnel, which person needs to understand the change in foreign exchange market and continuously adjust the company's foreign exchange risk management method to the real-time condition, which is especially important for large group of companies. Besides this, companies should set up a corresponding professional department the headquarters in to provide funds for various companies, which is what is more from the prospect of the group. Each member of the company should be helped solve the foreign exchange risk problem. And whether a foreign exchange risk management platform is effective can be judged based on whether the company is able to improve the effectiveness of foreign exchange risk management greatly within the help of the platform. So yeah, those are the measures can be taken to take advantage as a multinational company. And also, lastly, I would say it's always better to exchange by the current country currency, so that way the risk get actually minimized within the domestic company has. So yeah, and those are the reference that we have used in this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.